Hey there, Soulshine. It's Michelle here, and I am inviting you to wake up and shine. Today, I wanted to talk about perception. And what triggered this was a situation in my state. I live in the state of Utah, and we have a fire that has one of my friends leaving. They were on a pre-warning kind of thing, like be ready to evacuate. And because she has really bad asthma, and most of her children have asthma as well, they took off, and they're headed for Idaho today so that they can be out of it. Now, I know that things like this are happening in other parts of the world. I know that California had some pretty nasty, may still have fires this year. And I was thinking how sometimes people perceive me as not caring and why that is. And so what happens is I do not watch the news. I don't get involved in politics. I don't get involved in a lot of things. Hi, Michelle. Hope all is well with the people out in the Carolinas. Hi, Jessica. I have no clue what's going on in the Carolinas, except for I know that is that where the hurricane's happening? Maybe? I don't know. And so that's the thing is, this is kind of what I'm talking about, is that I'm not paying attention to what's happening. Why am I not paying attention? It is not because I don't care. And that's the perception that people will have, is because I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the news. I know what's happening with the fires in Utah because it's affecting people that I love. And every time I think about it, allow myself to go there, whether it be something happening locally or something happening somewhere in the world, I get overwhelmed with emotions. I get overwhelmed with what I'm feeling. I'm getting overwhelmed with, and it's because I care so much. I tap into the energy of the people. It's really hard for me. And I would seriously spend my life laying in bed bawling if I actually paid attention to everything that was going on, allowed myself to connect. But because of that disconnect, people perceive me as not caring. And so that's what started me to kind of be thinking today about perceptions and our perceptions of people, because we could look at somebody like me who isn't paying attention to the news, and we can just think, well, you just don't care about things. Well, that's an interesting judgment you put on it. They may be like me, where everything in the news just gets them so down that they can't function in their day-to-day lives. And I'm pretty sure I've watched a video where Jessica, she's watching live right now, which, by the way, hi, Jessica. She, I think she said that she's an empath, so she totally does get it. She knows what it's like to see what's happening. I have another person that often watches, James. His mom has cancer and dementia. And when I think about it, when I think about the people that I love that have people that they love that are hurting, when I think about the people in my experience that are hurting, it is so much and it is so overwhelming that I have to disconnect. I have to. It's the only way I can cope in the world. It's the only way I can function in the world. And so those other people out there who also are not watching the news, not paying attention to what's happening, let's not judge them that they don't care. Let's recognize that there could be a reason for it. Thanks, Jessica. And so I was thinking about some other situations happening in my life, some other perceptions. There's a situation that's very much in my experience right now. And for the longest time, I'd get very frustrated because it didn't matter what I said to this person. they respond in a defensive way as if I'm criticizing them. And I've actually had more than one person respond this way to me. And in the past, I very much just gotten really angry about it. Like, why are you so defensive? I wasn't even blaming you for anything. There was like, what the heck is going on here? But as I'm thinking about it and taking myself out of it and putting in a different perspective, what may be going on with them? Hi, James. I just actually mentioned you and your mom, and it made me cry. You're super. And so this person who has this defensive attitude, I've realized that the reason why they are responding defensively is because they're blaming themselves. And they are perceiving me, no matter what I say, they're perceiving it as blame on them because they're blaming themselves. And so that's all they have. Their filter allows them to hear is blame, fingers pointing at them, even when fingers aren't pointing at them. Being able to step into this other perspective has allowed me to have a lot more compassion for that person. And and so the same thing can happen. I like to talk about road rage. I actually don't experience road rage, so it's kind of fun to talk about it from an outside perspective. I think I have experienced it in the past, but I'm usually just kind of, I've always kind of had a different perspective. Like when I was like 9 or 10 years old, I broke my arm. And I think this is why I can have a different perspective, because I remember one of the things I remember the most out of all the things that happened that day is being in the car while my dad was driving to the hospital, and how frustrated he was that people were in his way, and how he was, I can swish my hair. It's not cartoon hair. It's all soft and there's no product in it. I can totally swish my hair. See, totally swish. So there's, so he was super. He was, oh, Jess's hair. Yeah, hers, you'll have to talk to her about whether or not she can swish her hair. And there you go, calling me a twit again. So he was driving. He was frustrated. He was... he was... Okay, I'll just let you guys have a conversation. I'll talk about this. So he was upset that people were going slow. So he was in a hurry. Because of this, when I've been driving, I've always imagined that the other people in the car could have similar situations, that they could be in a hurry because he was worried about me and anxious to get me to the hospital because I had a broken arm. And so he was in a hurry. And then he, I think about, you see the pictures where the woman, or the movies, the TV shows where the woman goes into labor and the man's running all over the house in a panic and stuff. And I think about those kind of things while I'm driving and somebody's like cutting me off or they're in a hurry. And I'm like, for all I know, they're rushing to a hospital because somebody they love is dying, or maybe they have somebody in the car they're hurrying to get somewhere, or maybe they're late for work. And so I have a perspective that's different than a lot of people, and it allows me to be a lot kinder as a driver. My grandfather always stuck his tongue out while he was concentrating, and my aunt does too. It's kind of, I think half of our family does. I'm not sure if I do. I'll pay attention to whether or not I stick my tongue out while concentrating. I try not to concentrate very much. It makes my brain go. Okay. So my advice, my reason for talking about this today is when you're in a situation with somebody, or even a situation with yourself, take a step back and look at it from a different perspective. Is it because they're in a hurry, because they're concerned about somebody? Are they in a lot of pain? One of my favorite phrases to help me to remember to have compassion is that people hurt people. People who are in a lot of pain, if they don't know how to process it, they end up hurting other people. So that's my that's my message for today, is to have some compassion by getting a different perspective. And awesome. James just subbed to Jessica Oakley. I like Jess. I like watching what she has to do. I know she does some music stuff, and that's pretty cool. Anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go, and thank you for watching live YouTube. It's pretty awesome to have you here. I hope that you guys can have some different perspective on things, have some compassion on people, and patience with people if they're not responding the way that you want them to, because maybe they have some other things going on. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Thank you, Jessica. I'll see you guys tomorrow, like I said. Oh, yes. Remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Be the incredible you that you were created to be.